Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. You know, a lot of you been asking me, hey man, how does the Blade Runner looks on HDR with OPPO UDP 203? And I gotta tell you, it looks fantastic, especially because you have the option to stretch the screen uh, diagonally like that with diagonal stretch. It's not a vertical stretch, it's a diagonal stretch, meaning that the screen will be stretched out like that. So you're not going to lose any ratio. As you can see right here, it looks fantastic. I mean, everything looks fantastic on this 4K Blu-ray player. And of course, this movie, Blade Runner, it's no exception. But look, you get what you pay for. You know, I don't know how many videos of OPPO I have done so far, 6 or 7, something like that. And every test that I do, it just becomes better and better. You have endless possibilities here on this 4K player. If you're not happy with the picture, no problem. You can grab your remote control and you can go to a picture settings right here, to a custom picture settings right there, and you can click on it and you can go ahead and choose a different preset on how you want the movie to look. But I wouldn't recommend that you mess with this too much. I would leave it at default. I would use only a television picture settings calibration. I would do it from the television, not from the 4K player. But if you choose to do so, you can do it, and that's what's so great about it. Um, Let me see. Let me show you some more scenes. Look, the reason I chose this right here is because HDR here just looks fantastic here. Let me move my camera a little bit like this so you guys can see it better. Here we go, like that. It just simply looks stunning, considering how old this movie is, and then when you look at it right now, it just looks fantastic. I'm trying to find a good angle, like a really good angle, so that the light, it's not shining too much on it. Okay, let me keep it like this on this angle. Is that better? There you go. Um, there's so much to like about this player, and like I said, I have tried Transformers, I have tried Blade Runner. There's still a bunch of movies I have to test and try, and the first thing you will notice on this OPPO UDP 203, the first thing that's going to hit you is, first of all, the quality. Everything looks great. No matter what you put inside this player, it just looks great. And the loading time, it's really non-existent. There's barely any loading time. It's really fast, super fast. And HDR looks phenomenal. Dolby Vision looks fantastic. And let me go through some more scenes. Let me show you some more of HDR scenes here on Blade Runner. It really looks fantastic. And let me also see if I can... Nah, I'm not going to turn the light off. I'll keep it like this. This is fine. The reason I can put this in an angle is because this television TCL has a full local dimming. It has about 72 local dimming zones, and this is why it looks so great. For example, look at here. Look at this scene. Just look how clear his face is. Detail on Harrison Ford's face is just like, it's remarkable. Look at that. Even here, look at this. Look at this scene. Looks amazing, huh? this advanced processing that this thing has is truly remarkable. Really is. All right, let me try to do something here really quick. I want to use a forced HDR. I want to see if there's going to be any difference or not. I just want to use that really quick. Let me use a forced HDR. Okay, so now it's on forced HDR. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but here, let me show you. It's on a forced HDR, and I gotta admit though, forced HDR keeps it even more constant in peak brightness of detail here. It looks pretty good. Let's keep it like this. There we go. And even here, look how beautiful that looks, man, on forced HDR. What forced HDR does, basically, it keeps the constant static metadata to stay at a certain target of peak brightness, okay? It's not fluctuating, okay? So what it's doing, basically, is trying to keep this movie at a certain constant peak brightness. And it looks pretty good, man. I have to admit, looks pretty good. Here, this is my favorite shot right here. This looks beautiful, man. Right there. Especially in this scene. And I love the fact that on this OPPO UDP 203, you have the option to, here, let me focus. Right here. You have the option to repeat. Right here, you see where it says repeat? Right over here, I don't know if you guys can see it, right there where it says repeat. You can choose a AB replay, so you can do what I'm doing here for demo purposes, or you can repeat the chapter, or you can repeat the entire movie. So the entire movie, it's always playing on the loop, and that's pretty cool. I mean, it looks stunning. It really does. Okay, what I'm gonna try to do next, I'm gonna try to bring this movie to a 700 nits of luminous peak brightness detail. I'm gonna try to see if I can push it up a notch a little bit, and to see what kind of results am I gonna get if I do that. So let me go ahead and let me do that really quick. Okay, so here I am right now on the video output setup. So I'm gonna go to HDR settings right here, and you see I already have it on forced. The HDR, it's already set at forced. Forced means that I'm trying to keep that target luminous light, peak brightness. I'm trying to keep it forced to a certain luminous of light. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push it back. I'm going to push it back to 700. I'll keep it at 700, okay? Because that's what this TV has. So right now what I'm doing here, I'm trying to constantly keep my HDR peak brightness target at 700 nits. And that's as far as this TV can go. And let's go back to that same exact scene on Blade Runner, and let's check it out. Alright, I'm gonna move this away. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's do that. Let's go back to a movie. Oh yeah, I definitely noticed it here. This is excellent, man. Here, let me show you just a really quick. This looks excellent, man. You can see every drop of the rain, every reflecting, vibrant light in the city. This looks amazing, dude. So this is what I'm trying to say here, guys. You get what you pay for. You want the best of the best. If you have a A1 OLED or if you have a C7 OLED, whether it's a LG or Sony OLED or even Panasonic S1000, you owe it to yourself to have OPPO. OPPO will make this movie look super gorgeous. And then wait till you see the new Blade Runner 2049. When that thing comes out, that's going to look ridiculous too. So, here, let me put it like this here. There we go. And look, this television, TCL, for the money, if you can get it for $500, this is an excellent TV. You're getting an HDR and Dolby Vision, okay? And you're getting a Roku built into it that supports 4K as well, 4K programming. So you're really getting a good deal on this television. I would just recommend to go with a 65-inch. That would be my recommendation. Go with a 65 inches instead of 55 inch, okay? But other than that, you know, you can't go wrong. Now, for those of you who are not a 4K enthusiasts, for those of you who just want to step into 4K a little bit, get your feet wet, I think the Xbox One X and this television, TCL from Roku, it's a great combo for $1,000. Or if you go with the 65 inch, it's going to be about $1,200. I think it's a great combo. You're getting a good TV and Xbox One X. So you get to play the games in 4K and enjoy the movies and everything else in 4K. So I think it's a great combo, 4K combo this holiday season. That's my opinion. You know, you guys can choose otherwise. You know, I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what's the best package deal. So, but OPPO really, here's the deal. Here's something I want to say about the OPPO. OPPO, it's not for everyone. OPPO, it's really for those of you who are thinking about building a home theater in your living room. Like, well, you're building a home theater with a projector. You have a really like a high-end projector, and you're looking for something really good to feed that screen and your receiver. So this is really for a person who is building a home theater or home cinema in their living room. You know, you got the speakers all set up, you got the TV all set up, and you building your little home theater experience. The OPPO will do that for you. OPPO will get that done for you, okay? And that's for whom OPPO really is targeted towards. It's targeted towards people who are enthusiasts, you know, home cinema enthusiasts. And with this 4K player, honestly, it's perfect. Everything's there, touch of a button, really fast, responsive. Never skip a beat. It's you barely can even hear it. So this is why you're paying the high price for it. This is why you're paying the top dollar. It's a build quality technology that's built inside. And, you know, like that old saying goes, you get what you pay for, guys. And I'm not saying this to brag about it or anything like that. I'm just simply saying it is true. You always get what you pay for. You know, you want the best of the best, well, you gotta cash out that top dollar, man. That's pretty much the way it is. Okay? Okay, also, while we are here doing this video, I also want to show you that there's a new firmware update. This new firmware update, it's probably going to fix certain things with some Dolby Vision movies out there. And I also heard that this new update is going to fix the HDR pass-through on the input. So, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and update this new firmware update. There it is, downloading the firmware update, and then from there we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have this new update done. It's a new firmware information, UDP 20X510922. Excuse me. So what I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to try to connect my Apple 4K TV into a HDMI input. I'm sorry, I'm burping today. That's what happens when you drink Hennessy. Don't drink Hennessy and do videos, okay? And for those of you who don't know what Hennessy is, well, Google it. Just kidding. So this is the new update, UDP 20X510922. Somebody told me about this new update. I forgot your name, I'm sorry. Whoever you are out there on my YouTube channel that you told me about this, thank you, man. I appreciate it. You can just put your name on the comment section below. I appreciate you doing this because you guys help me out too. I learn things from you as well, you know. So that's pretty cool. So this is the new firmware information. It's 0922. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to try to connect my Apple 4K TV inside the HDMI in input, and let's see what we can get out of it. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so I'm gonna use my remote control, and I don't know how many of you guys knew this, but if you are looking to check your input, HDMI input, there's nothing you have to do on the menu. Okay, there is no like app you click on or anything like that. It's not like Xbox. Okay, so the only way for you to check your input is by going here. See where it says input right here? Okay, let me focus. You see where it says input right there? You click on that input, and that's where, right here, and that's where you're gonna find out your HDMI in input. So we're gonna do that really quick. Okay. So I'm going to click on the input, and I'm going to go to HDMI in. You see where it says HDMI in, and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on HDMI in right there. Click input. Hold on, input and HDMI in. There it is. You see, it's working. It's supporting HDR. Wow, that's pretty cool, man. There it is. So it does support HDR. Wow, let me see this. Hold on. Let me go to my menu, and let's check it out. Let's go to the settings. Let's see what we got going on here. I want to see if I can get Dolby Vision here. It's at video, 4K HDR. Okay, so it only supports HDR pass-through, which is cool. So you can use HDR pass-through, but you can't use Dolby Vision. Now, I'm not going to use it like this because I prefer to watch my, Apple 4K movies in Dolby Vision. But it is pretty cool with this new update that you can use this HDMI in input. And it even says right here that it's HDMI in. You see right here? It even says right there, HDMI in. So this is pretty cool that you can actually do this. So it does support a pass-through. Alright, and this is pretty cool. So if you are running out of HDMI inputs on your television, well, guess what? Now you can plug in your Apple 4K TV or PlayStation 4 Pro, or hell, you can even plug in your Xbox One X in it. So that's a cool, unique feature about this 4K player. As you can see, I mean, there's, again, like I said, you get what you pay for, people. It's an old saying. I know it's an old saying, but it's true. You get exactly what you pay for. By the way, I need to catch up on Stranger Things too. I know it's already out, so I need to watch that. I'm probably going to do it next week, next Friday, when I'm off. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when I'm off those 3 days next week. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take a couple of days off or something from YouTube and just watch Stranger Things and, you know, catch up on it. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that it works, you know. And but I'm not gonna use it because I like to watch my Dolby Vision on it. You know what I mean? I prefer Dolby Vision. But for those of you who would like to use it and just watch HDR on it, that's pretty cool. Okay, so this new update works really good. Dolby Vision, it's been updated as well. So a lot of these discs that I weren't able to watch before, now they're working perfectly. I was having some issues with Resident Evil Vendetta, but now with this new update, which is 9.022, it's working much better. And I gotta tell you, even the Dolby Vision looks much better now. Both HDR and Dolby Visions are being rendered much better with this new update. So I highly recommend that you guys download this new update. It looks really good. Here, let me just show you a little bit. This is Dolby Vision, and it looks fantastic. So yeah, I don't know who told me to download this update, but what happened is I forgot to, I was not connected to the internet. For some reason my Wi-Fi went out, and that's why I was wondering like why it didn't automatically download for me. Then I realized that my internet was out. My Wi-Fi wasn't connected to a OPPO 4K player. And then once I downloaded this new update, it just looks fantastic. So anyway, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I showed you Blade Runner and how it looks on HDR with OPPO, and I also showed you a Dolby Vision new update for OPPO UDP 203. And look, this is a fantastic 4K player. I still have a bunch of tests to do. I still have a bunch of movies to test on it, but so far what I have tested in 24 hours, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. I'm really impressed with this 4K player. And well, again, you should be impressed because you're paying a top dollar. If you're paying $600 for a 4K player, you better expect damn everything to be top notch, and it is top notch. The build quality is top notch. Dolby Vision's top notch. HDR is top notch. Audio is top notch. Everything is pretty much top notch on this 4K player. I can't find anything wrong with it. Let's put it that way. So there you have it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these OPPO videos that I'm doing. As I promised, I am giving this 4K player in-depth test. This is what I do on this channel, whether it's the Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro, racing wheel, laptop, PC, television, whatever it is. I always try to do a in-depth tests and also show it to you, not just talk about it in front of a camera, which some other YouTubers do. I like to actually show it to you when I'm talking about it, you know. And I'm loving it so far. And like I said, I still have so many things to test on this OPPO 4K player. I still got a lot of stuff to test. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you like this video. I'm Mr. 4K Upscaler. You guys have a nice weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.